Victoria.
And we are the ladies of the Femme Spot. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
How are you guys doing this weekend?
Well.
I see it. You said reference the Mulan bun.
Yeah, I have the Mulan bun going on.
I'm loving it.
Thank you.
You're rocking it right now.
Thank you for the close-up. Hold on.
So cute. I love your glasses too. New shades.
Thanks.
New glasses. Are those prescription?
Yeah, like I actually can't see it all. So every time you see me on the show and I've been squinting or I make a really bitchy face, it's not because I I kind of am that way, but it's mostly because I can't see. So.
And by the way, how I got these curls, they're from braids because people keep asking me. They're braids. That's how I got. You guys know I
They
wear
look
my
really
hair natural
nice.
out sometimes.
Yeah, they're great.
It works better and more.
And Jasmine, your hair looks fabulous as always.
Thank you. I washed it. You know?
Wash and go.
Yeah, usually. Yeah.
Be careful with air drying because sometimes too much water in the hair, it could dry it out and absorb. I thought it was fine to air dry your hair, but if you leave the hair on, the water in your hair, it also could strip it.
So you have to squeeze the water out really well.
Okay. Because your hair absorbs the water.
Yeah, I let a little bit of it evaporate a little bit before I put in product because it's too much. But we have topics today.
Yes.
We are just going to talk about women in general.
Because it's Women's History Month.
Yes. March
is Women's History Month, and we're living it up. So we're going to talk about slut shaming. A big proponent of, Amber Rose, we all know. Amber Rose organized her own slut walk. There have been many slut walks before, but Amber Rose is a big advocate for these types of walks just because a lot of people in the media, including many of her exes, have been talking about her and saying oh, I needed 30 showers after I got with her, blah, blah, blah. And recently we just want to talk about when she was on It's Not You, It's Men with Rev Run and Steve Harvey.
Tyrese was on as well. Was Tyrese?
You know what?
I wouldn't know.
No,
I'm not sure.
He has another show that I'm confused.
I did see the clip though of her saying basically the way consent works. I could be laying naked in bed with a man. He could have a condom on. If I change my mind last minute, I have that right. And I was never really a huge Amber Rose fan before this. I never really bought into that whole thing. But after seeing her say that and looking more into what she really stands for, I have a lot of respect for her now.
Absolutely.
I mean, it takes a lot of courage to say that, especially someone who was originally portrayed in the media as, a slutty or more promiscuous woman. She was an industry hoe, yes.
In all honesty, how though? You know what I mean? She was with Kanye, she was with Wiz, she has a child. I just don't understand how she was portrayed as a hoe.
Well, it's very easy to get that name, that
because of who she's spending her time with.
There's a negative connotation behind women being openly sexual.
Yes.
But it's kind of a double standard when it comes to a male. See, males could do whatever they want and they're
I still think it's kind of
bossed up. But when women, we have to do so much to be respected. We have to be good at what we want to do. Yeah. We have to respect ourselves, dress nice, cover up, smile in people's faces. But, doesn't mean I agree with everything Amber Rose does, but I like her for standing up for what she feels like. And she's not all the way she's not that bad. What she does behind closed doors is none of my business.
That's true. And I think... I think it's cool that she made a career, she took that whole slut label they gave her and she spun it and she made a career out of it and she made a movement for other young women too. She turned it into a very positive thing. And it's not very easy because I feel like when you feel attacked or when you're put these negative labels that are put on you, I think it's very easy to just either go with it or to spend your whole life trying to fight it.
Absolutely.
And instead she took it, she owned it, and she made it her own thing.
Exactly.
I feel I definitely respect her for all the things that she's been doing. I just really thinking about it now, I just don't get how she technically is a hoe. Do you know what I mean? Because it's yes, she's open about her sexuality, but she has been cuffed. You know what I mean? And when she's not cuffed, she's not just jumping on every bandwagon like Taylor Swift was. Do you know what I'm saying?
True.
So,
people never said anything about Taylor Swift having a million boyfriends. She had way more boyfriends than Amber Rose did. J-Lo?
She's been with so many different men, her backup dancers. I mean,
Yeah.
People are going to mold the story how they want to. You don't let people write your narrative. So I feel like you do what you want to do and people are going to jump on the bandwagon if you continue to have the confidence to show I don't care. Absolutely. If you notice, people continue, for example, people continue to do something that's not really morally right in society. You continue to do it, all of a sudden everybody wants to be their fan. So she has her, who does she call? She calls, everyone calls her Rosebuds, and she's MOBA. So, she has plenty of fans, and she's doing great.
I mean, yeah, I really like what she's doing. I really like how she's sticking to her guns and stuff like that. We also wanted to talk about the L of the week.
Our new favorite segment, the L of the week. This week's L goes to Amy Schumer, a fellow Long Island native, unfortunately. Amy Schumer got herself into some heat this week because she posted a picture on Twitter with two other guys holding horns, and she captioned it "Jews with horns." And there was a very big outcry from the Jewish community because it plays into a negative stereotype that Jews are horned creatures or that they're the devil, which has been true. I mean, back in World War II days in the Nazi regime, images of Jews with horns were used against them. And we all know the Holocaust was a very awful thing. And Amy's insensitive comments, I mean, they're exactly that. They're insensitive. And this is not the first time that she's had controversy. I think that she's a person who knows that she loves to run her mouth. She loves to say things that she knows will annoy people to get attention.
Or in J-Law.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know too much about Jennifer Lawrence. I know they're really good friends, and they look like they'd be best friends.
Mm-hmm.
But I, on behalf of the Jewish community, would like to take away Amy Schumer's Jew card. I want to bat mitzvah you, girl, because you're just not doing it right. I'm so sorry. Listen, there's a very big lack of popular Jewish women in the media, particular comedians, and here you are with your big platform, and you're blowing it for us.
Absolutely.
You are. You're absolutely ruining it for us. Listen, you're kind of the reason why people have negative stereotypes about Jewish women, ironically.
Celebrities have a huge job to portray themselves and whoever they are representing in a good way. I mean, unless you want to do it in a bad way and make a mockery of them. But I feel like as a comedian, it's also like her artwork, just like as any musician or any other type of creative, different aspect of the industry. And you have to make points. Anything you say, her jokes, she thinks she might have thought it was something small, which I doubt she would, because she has someone telling her what to put on social media, and she knew that would be offensive.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't know when. How do you know as a comedian when the line is being crossed?
That's a good question. I think that in certain situations, it's okay to poke fun at things. It's okay to poke fun at religion, race, sex, all of that stuff. There's a time and place, but also you have to be very aware of how your words will affect other people, not just her. Anybody, anything you say, you have to think there's always going to be someone who might feel offended by it.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can't worry about that, but sometimes you really have to say, you know what, this just wasn't a sensitive comment. She did not backtrack this comment. In fact, she corrected it. She's like, oh, I'm sorry, two Jews with horns. Okay. And I'm like, wow, okay.
I feel like if you're going to say something that might be insulting to someone sensitive, at least make it true by backing up with, factual things. Put that into your comedy.
I just feel like if it's historically we're not gonna do this, it's very disrespectful. Don't try to reduck it. You know what I mean? Don't try to bring it back and say that it's art or something like that. Because actually, there was actually in fashion somewhere, not sure. They actually had an image of a woman, a black woman with a grate over her mouth and rope over her face. It was a picture on a shirt.
A chain, right?
It was something like a chain, and it was actually it was used for fashion purposes. It was supposed to be used for art. But actually the black community got really upset because it was those were used during slavery to prevent the slaves from eating the corn. And it's
God.
It's people were fighting because they were oh, it's for art, blah blah blah. They don't do that anymore. But it's that is one of the many symbols of our oppression. You know what I mean?
But it happened. Just because it doesn't happen anymore doesn't mean it erases it. Exactly. It did happen.
So how with this? For artwork, it should be factual, but never disrespectful. You should not be disrespecting anyone.
I don't think that art needs to be factual.
Art just needs to
needs to make you feel, but I don't think it should offend people.
I think art needs to be honest.
That was poorly said.
Yeah.
When I said factual, I mean by you shouldn't be making anything up, but that's also offensive. If you're gonna say something offensive, disrespectful, which you shouldn't, don't make something up, which is bringing even more stereotypes on someone's race or culture. That's
and I feel you definitely shouldn't bring something back that causes harm and hurt to people and then try to pass it off as art. You know what I mean? Because it does have its own connotation. You can't take away its connotation or its context. you can add a context to it, but it's still gonna hurt people. You know what I'm saying?
Just don't be disrespectful. Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to hurt someone else? You know, we're all one human race. We're supposed to be all getting along. We all have our different cultures, how we were brought up. But why would you disrespect someone? I can understand that art is supposed to come from the inside, what it means to you, and it's you sometimes want to make a shocker piece with anything you do. But I'm pretty sure that can be done and accomplished without disrespecting someone else.
So, Amy Schumer, congratulations on taking your first L of the week. Something tells me that you're going to be taking a lot more, and I can't wait for it. Moving on, we are going to talk about
Ethiopian Jews.
Yes.
So Israel actually has come out and openly said that they have been giving birth control to Ethiopian Jews without their consent, basically. So they have, like, the Ethiopian women in Israel have been noticing that their birth rates have gone down and they're less likely to get pregnant, so on and so forth. And they're wondering why. It turns out that they have been given by the government birth control shots every 3 months. And they have been disguising these birth control shots as inoculations. The Ethiopian women of Israel have not even wanted these inoculations. They specifically said, we don't want these things, but the government is forcing this on us. And it's just, it's just like, why? Like that, like, okay, like, I get it. Maybe you're trying to keep birth rates down in general, you know what I mean?
Control.
Because, I mean, Israel is a pretty small place, you know what I mean? Like, everybody wants a piece of it for whatever reason. There are way more places that have more space for more people, but this is, like, everybody's holy land. So I get it that it's, like, you kind of want to keep the population down, but, like, giving birth control to people without their consent is, like, really...
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's
really
just
terrible.
that's like horrendous. Could you imagine if that happened here? Everyone would be up in arms about
I would
that.
not be surprised. It's like so
But
many
why?
things
But I
going
want to.
on.
Why are you targeting Ethiopian Jews in particular? Is it a racist thing? Is it an anti-Semit thing? I don't. Is it both? It's crazy.
I feel like it's definitely the fact that they are Ethiopian, because I mean, like, and it's just wild that they're admitting it too. That's what I find is crazy, because I feel like when you don't think that this is wrong, that you're doing it. You know
think
what I
that
mean?
you totally have a way to justify this.
Yeah. So I mean, we will have updates on whatever it may be, but we just wanted to bring that to light for you guys.
Yes.
And also,
So in Louisville, Kentucky, I know you guys have seen Trump, the Trump rally.
Yeah, it's a couple of them coming around.
Trump has been winning different states this week, and he has been
Crazy.
doing his campaign. And I'm not for it. I don't believe in the things that he said. I feel like a lot of things he said is he's a bigot, and
definitely
you know, he has a lot of supporters who are white supremacists and
racist
and
Klansmen.
General dicks.
Yeah, and also, you know, making a lot of references to Nazi, and it's like, what are you looking forward to? Are you looking forward to times like that coming back?
Making America great again.
That's what Hitler wanted to actually say about Germany. He wanted to make Germany great again.
Yeah.
Thanks to activists and activism, where people go out to, brave people who go out to these rallies that are full of people who are totally opposed to them, and sometimes just because of their skin color, and they stand up for what they believe in, especially when it's attacking a different race. You know, I mean, I give them all the right, but I wouldn't be there. I'll be too scared. But good for them. And there was a group of there was predominantly black protesters who were at the rallies just to hold up signs of, you know, saying what they believe in. So actually, Trump took it besides himself to say, you know, kick them out. Them, like, what is that supposed to mean? And it's just so crazy how people who all of a sudden just heard this just started taking the initiative to literally push the protesters out of the rally. Like, that's assault. This is criminal. Yeah. And how it's happening on camera is beyond me. There was like a teenage girl, a black young teenage girl there who was holding up one of the signs, and you see what wasn't a security guard. He actually was a veteran and pushing her out, literally, hard, forcefully. A man pushing this female out. What happened to the man being protector? Some don't believe in that. Some believe it should be equality, like some feminists. But I feel like a man also has that role in life to be a protector.
A man has a responsibility not to put his hands on a woman unless it's in a it calls for it. And that definitely is not a situation where it calls for it.
Well, Vicky needs to give another L to a few more people.
We do.
Joseph Pryor was there.
Joseph Pryor.
He actually took it beyond himself to take one of the photos and post it as his Facebook cover. So these people are not, they're proud.
They're not hiding,
prideful
yeah.
of what's happening, of their hate. Al Bamberger, he was the U.S. veteran. I mean, don't wear a uniform with your name on it if you're going to be assaulting people,
I don't think they were planning to.
Not only that, you're bringing disgrace to the army.
Yeah.
But you took it upon yourself to act on Trump's words.
Yeah.
It's like they're so hyped. And this is what's a scary thing. This is supposed to be someone who's running for U.S. president. What happened to respect and dignity and showing some type of
I think he's making a mockery
love?
of the president.
You're supposed to be running for president. Like, you're supposed to be strong. It's almost like showing his weakness.
Yeah.
Where he just feels like he has to, he doesn't want to offend any type of group. He doesn't want to offend anybody. For example, if someone's saying something of racial slurs, he's not going to condemn them about it, How are you going to be a U.S. president if you can't tell someone when they're wrong or not? Tell right from wrong.
He doesn't want to correct anybody because he doesn't believe that he's wrong.
I think he's only not correcting certain people because if you're throwing insults towards a group and going against a certain group, then you are correcting them.
Okay.
Also, give an L, Vicky, to Matthew Hembach. He was supposedly the leader of the Traditionalist Worker Party, which is a known hate group.
What is it called?
Traditionalist Worker Party.
See, let's just talk about that for a second. Traditionalist Worker Party. That sounds racist. That sounds racist as hell. Yeah, traditional. Let's start with that word.
Yeah.
Why is it all racist people want to say, or bigoted people want to say, I'm not bigoted, I don't hate that, I'm just traditional?
Well, you're showing that this is how you were brought up and that's what you were taught. So.
But the thing is, things can be unlearned. Things can be untaught. You know what I mean?
You can change your mind on things.
Exactly.
You can be educated.
Yeah.
I was just telling her this before, but being comfortable is a very dangerous thing, and it happens to so many people in this country. So many people. I actually was on Twitter the other day because Trump has been winning a lot of states, and Hillary has been winning a lot of states because people have not been going to the polls. And that's a huge problem. And I literally hate hearing young people of our age group saying that they're not informed and that's why they don't vote. I'm sorry, that's a load of crap on the table because you're not informing yourself. You don't want to inform yourself, and you're literally looking at the presidency. You're hearing about it every day. How can you
Facebook,
Instagram,
memes.
Twitter, literally so many memes. Literally, you can turn on the TV for 2 seconds and somebody will talk about it. You can turn on this show for 20 seconds and we will talk about it. Literally, you're not informing yourself, and you're saying, oh, the presidency, the person who is leading this country, the person who can make my life better through governance is less important than me because I have better things to do than listen to anything that anyone says.
But they're the first people to complain when someone they don't like gets elected.
Absolutely.
First people to be like, I want to leave the country.
It's completely how many people actually know that we have women social justice, Supreme Justice Court people, judges.
Judges.
Speaking of Women's Month.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That we have women representatives.
4 of them. That's crazy.
And that's amazing, and that's things that people don't know because they don't inform themselves. How many people know about the actual political platforms that these politicians are actually standing on? How many of you people actually read up on that and know that? You don't, because you don't inform yourself. It's not that anyone is going to spoon feed you this information. They are counting on you not being informed so that you just vote for whoever name sounds the nicest.
Very true.
That?
And something I want to bring up too, in regards to the 4 Supreme Court judges, I feel like, especially as a woman, you should know about these people. You should know about these women. You should know about the women who have fought in history and made strides so that you could live the life that you have today. Even though, listen, it's far from perfect and it's definitely not equal, but we've come a really long way, I'd say.
Absolutely.
And it's not too late. The next day, tomorrow, you could start now. Just pick up a book and read it to enlighten yourself. That's what life is about.
You can literally
to
Google
broaden your knowledge. Doesn't mean you see a meme to believe it. It means go Google and look it up to see if that's factual or not.
Absolutely. Because, as much as important information is on the internet, there is a lot of crap that's on the internet too. So you need to use your judgment, women's intuition. You should use it because it's very important to your livelihood. And make your own decisions. Use your own brain. I don't understand why people sit around and they complain that they're not informed, and they complain about all the things that are happening in the government, but they don't vote. That makes no sense to me.
And once we find who's going to be representing both sides,
I just want to say that I hate the people on
Hey.
Facebook. What? I'm sorry.
Oh, saying something important.
Oh, yo, I'm so sorry. No, continue on.
Once we see who's going to represent Democrat and Republican, make sure those lines that were long for, those new Jordans that came out, I hope the line is going to be that long for
the polls.
For the polls, yeah.
They better be.
It should be.
You're going to spend your money. Voting is free.
Yeah.
Voting is free. And the polls are literally open from like 6 a.m. to 7 o'clock at night. You're telling me that one day out there, you can go to church 1 hour, but you can't go to the polls for 15 minutes?
First of all, your work's not even an excuse, because by law they're supposed to give you enough time to go vote.
True.
Exactly.
Guaranteed.
And the next person who's going to represent our whole country may be here for the next about a decade. So
True. Very true.
go out and vote.
I also don't want to. I'm tired of seeing people. I'm sorry to interrupt you before. I really was trying to cut you off. But I just want to say I'm tired of seeing all these posts on Facebook and social media like, oh, if this person wins, I'm moving out of the country. I'm like, you live in your mom's house. Like, you really can't even afford to move out of there. So I don't think you're gonna move out of the country. I think you say that you want to, but I don't think you're gonna do that.
If you live at your parents' house, try to convince them. I already tried to start convincing my father. I was like, we can move to Kenya. We can move anywhere.
That'd be beautiful to move to
Right?
Kenya. Wow.
I was already trying to book a trip. I went to book a trip in 2017 to go somewhere in Africa.
Hey.
Oh.
South
Bring me back at that
Africa.
Yeah, I heard
sheepy.
Cape Town is really nice. Yes,
Yeah.
remember? Yeah, Cape Town's really nice.
I really do. So if you go.
Yeah.
Can we get me
Okay.
one too? Is that okay?
Well, why don't you guys come? It's 2017. We need to plan this out.
True.
Okay. Okay.
Femme Spot takes Kenya.
Can you imagine us
Africa.
safari?
The Femme Spot takes Kenya.
really want
Tell
a
us,
safari
comment
hat.
on
I
our
want to go on a
Facebook page.
safari ride.
Yeah.
Can we have
Our
time?
Facebook page, the Femme Spot. Tell us what you guys think about that.
Can
Where do
we-
you think we should go?
Can we get the mystery topic this week, Seven?
Yes. Yes, we can.
I love how he does different voices. I love it.
It's literally just one man. He's like the Wizard of Oz.
Right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh my goodness, the pressure. So the mystery topic.
Is
So people that are like if you have, do you have any friends that every time they hang out they have to bring their significant other? Like
Oh,
they can't just be
God.
by themselves.
well,
Oh, well.
Like you thought you were hanging out with them and now
how many friends is in a group? You mean one friend, like a
Like a one-on-one
third wheel?
type of
Like a
friend?
third wheel?
next
So
thing you know
that's-
they're, or just in general, how do you guys feel about that?
I don't
they
like
always
that.
have to bring.
I don't like that at all. Like you are your own person. Like unless you guys are like Siamese twins, I don't get why you're together all the time. Like stop. Like I mean I'm very aversive to relationships because like I just have a lot of problems with other people. I haven't found somebody that I actually like enough to like want to talk to and spend time with every day. But literally like if you just bring somebody along because you can't do things by yourself, that's a problem.
Yeah.
If you like
Oh yeah.
I don't get that. Like I do a lot of things by myself. I love having my friends around. I love having the ladies of Femme around. You know what I mean? But it's like if I gotta do something, I'm gonna do it. It doesn't matter if I can't bring somebody along. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of people lack that independence of being able to just be like, okay, I'm gonna go shopping for this by myself. I'm gonna go pick up groceries. I'm gonna go read a book. Like I'm like, why do you need an appendage to validate everything that you're doing? Like you also have a phone. Like you can contact people regardless of them being with you. I don't like it.
I definitely think it depends on the actual friendships you guys have together, because of course your significant other is also should be your best friend. And for example, like I have friends who know my significant other and they're friends with him. They're friends with him, like, so they're actually comfortable with us all being together around. We could all hang out like we're all friends because we're all like best friends. We have a good time. But I mean,
You're not always with him though.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't bring him everywhere because
Yeah.
there's a separation. He's also my significant other and my best friend. There's a separation, so
You
it
still
would
got
get
stuff to do.
annoying. There, you still have that. You need that girl-female quality time, that girl bond where he doesn't need to be there. You know.
Absolutely.
But I have some friends who don't know him that much, and I wouldn't bring him around because they would feel like a third wheel, and that's rude to actually ignore. Like you don't know
Yeah.
what a third wheel is. Come
Yeah.
on.
I am guilty of doing this sometimes. Hello. No, but I mean, that was I think a while ago. I think more recently, you find your independence. You know you get, like Jasmine said, it's very dangerous to get comfortable with things. You get comfortable with people because you start to not notice the little things that just aren't adding up or just aren't making right. And you know what? Now that I just spend more time with just my friends and just by myself, like I love it. I feel great. I feel relieved. I don't feel like I have to worry about somebody else or look after someone. So yeah, that's my 2 cents about this situation. Great mystery topic,
That was a
Mike
good
7.
one. That was a good one.
Kudos to you.
Well,
So this is all the time that we have today, but check out the clips on the Femme Spot Facebook and our YouTube and sevnetwork.com.
Yes. And thanks for chilling with the ladies of the Femme Spot. See you guys next week at 11.
bye.